What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Jacob. We got the big dog behind the camera, and this is Big Dog Eats. So really appreciate y'all tuning back in, supporting the channel. Today, we got baby back ribs. It's rib day in the Big Dog Eats kitchen, and I'm excited. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna take a while. We're trying out a new cooking method called the 3-2-1, and I'll let the big dog delve a little deep into to that for you. But we're just gonna get right into it, and hopefully we don't have to wait too long. All right, big dog. So tell us about this 3-2-1 method that you've been talking about.
Okay, no problem. So the 3-2-1 method actually is something we haven't tried yet. I actually saw it on YouTube, so we're gonna see how it works. Now, normally, it takes me about 12 to 14 hours to cook ribs because I do a lot of marinating, I brine, I do a lot of other stuff. But this method says that we should be able to cook fall off the bone ribs in 6 hours.
Fall off the bone?
That's what they say.
In 6 hours?
We figured, what the heck, let's try it out, see if it works, because if I can make ribs in half the time it normally takes, I'm all in, baby, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love it, man, I love it.
Basically, the concept is you cook it, you smoke it for 3 hours, you wrap it for 2 hours, you sauce it for 1 hour.
Okay.
So that's the basic premise. So that's what we're gonna do, and let's go ahead and get into it. It is time to season the meat. Before we do that, I want to show you the ribs because I did trim a nice little portion right off the top here. That top fat right there, you don't really want on the ribs because they don't really smoke up that good. Plus, look at the meat on this. Look at how much meat is on these ribs. These things are going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's massive.
I mean, really, it's going to be amazing. So let's go ahead and get these things ready to season. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a binder, and I always use yellow mustard for that. Don't really use this for the flavor. We use it just to bind all of the spices together. They create a really nice crust and a nice bark when we smoke it. The next thing we're gonna do, obviously, is we're gonna season it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then, of course, the holy smoke. Thank you, Blake, for turning me onto this stuff. It is the best rub. I love it, and we're gonna use this on a lot of our cooks. So we're gonna top it off with this. Once we do that, it's time to go in the smoker. It is time to get smoking. So the 3-2-1 method, the way it works is the 3 is gonna be 3 hours under smoke. So what we're gonna do is we have the pellet grill already set to 180 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and put the ribs just directly on the rack. We're gonna smoke it for 3 hours. Once that happens, we'll pull it off the rack and we'll go with the 2. So let's go ahead and get this thing in the smoker. All right, 3 hours, and we go to stage 2. Our ribs have been in the smoker for 3 hours. We pulled them out. Check it out. Don't they look amazing?
Not only do they look amazing, they smell absolutely divine, man. That thing is massive. Just look how massive it is.
It is, and it's gonna be super meaty. So that was actually part 1. So part 2 is the 2 part of the 3-2-1. Basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna wrap it up in foil tightly, put it back in the smoker for 2 hours. This time we're gonna raise the temperature to 225 degrees. Now before we do that, we have to prepare the ribs, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a few things. So let me show you what we've got. We've got some brown sugar, butter, right here, and then local honey. And these are the 3 things we're gonna add before we actually put it back in the smoker and wrap it up. So we're gonna generously put brown sugar over the top of this. We're gonna kind of pat it down a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, then we're gonna pour a little bit of this honey over the top. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is all gonna kinda, as it gets heated up, it's gonna kinda go over the entire meat. There we go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it over on top and flip it over, just like that. And then we're gonna repeat the process. We're gonna put the sugar.
Smells amazing.
Oh, it's gonna be, you're gonna love this. It's gonna be great. Okay, once we do that, we're gonna do the same thing with the honey. And then this is where we're gonna add the butter. Where we didn't do it on the top, we're gonna do it here on the bottom. Just get one nice little layer of honey right there. And now we take our pats of butter and we just put it across the ribs. Then it's ready to be wrapped up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it up not once, but I'm gonna wrap it up twice to make sure it's a very tight wrap. You wanna make sure that when you wrap this up, it's super, super tight and no smoke gets in, because right now we're just cooking this up. We're not adding more smoke. Now this thing was so fat, we actually had to have 3 layers before it fully wrapped. So now that it's wrapped, we're gonna put it right back on the smoker, 2 hours at 225. All right, see you in 2 hours. 2 hours are passed, let's check out these ribs. All right, so we're just gonna cut these things open. Had to triple wrap these, so I might have to cut it more than once to get them open.
Oh no, it looks like you did it.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at the color on that thing, big dog.
I know. So we've had it smoking for 3 hours, cooking for another 2 hours. So now the last step is to slather it with barbecue sauce, back on the pellet grill for 1 more hour, and it'll be ready to go.
I'll tell you what, man. One thing I don't like about this recipe, we gotta wait 6 hours now, man. I gotta smell these ribs for 6 hours. Come on now.
Every time we bring them into the house to do something else, it smells up the whole house. We're sitting here waiting and smelling it the whole time.
Oh man, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. So let's get this barbecue sauce on there.
Keep it at 225, by the way. So we're gonna slather it with barbecue sauce. Throw it back on the grill 1 more hour and we're ready to chow. One more hour and we're ready to chow.
Man, that's the longest 6 hours I've ever had in my life, man.
I know, I am starving. I can't wait to try this stuff. So we went ahead and got everything done. 3 hours under smoke, 2 hours under wrap, and 1 hour under sauce. And we're ready to try this stuff out.
Just look at that stuff, man.
I know.
The camera just doesn't even do it justice.
I know. And also, just to let you know, for anybody that's wondering what kind of barbecue sauce we use here at the Big Dog Eats Kitchen, we use the Sunnies. We can actually get it from Sam's. You get this huge thing, but it is amazing. It's got an amazing flavor, and it's really just a great sauce. All right, guys. Well, it's actually the next day. And I hate to inform you, but I think we have our first Big Dog Eats fail.
Oh, it's an epic one too.
So basically what happened, we pulled the ribs off the smoker last night, and as I kind of expected, they were not fall off the bone like they normally are. As I mentioned earlier, my ribs, they take 12 to 14 hours to cook, and when you pull a bone, I mean the bone just comes out clean. These things, even after cooking them in the oven for about 30 or 40 minutes, look, they're still clinging, man. They are not wanting to come off. Now the flavor, I did have one of these last night when they first came off. The flavor is there. You can taste the smoke. Got a great crust. The sauce is amazing, but it's just too tough. Just not tender. you know?
Yeah.
And so,
Smells good, but yeah, you could tell. You could poke it with your finger and tell.
now I will say, I'm not gonna totally give up on the 3-2-1 method yet, but we will try to tweak it. I have a feeling that our temperatures were just off is what it is.
Yeah.
I never cook ribs at 180 degrees, and I think that may be exactly what it was.
I think somebody was trying to reinvent the wheel, and we took their advice, and it just didn't. It just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
I still kind of want to try it though.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know what? Go ahead, try it.
All right. Here, hold this bad boy.
All right, buddy, go for it.
All right, I'm gonna go in hot for it. Nice and smoky. Okay. Still
I mean, the flavor's definitely there.
Still pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna go one more time for it.
I mean, they're not bad as far as flavor, but they're just a little bit tough.
You were able to save them. Still pretty good, but you definitely had to save it using the oven. The 3-2-1 technique definitely was a fail, unfortunately. But not a waste of ribs.
Well, guys, as you can see, wasn't really the most successful cook that we've had yet. But you know, just like I thought, man, I don't know about this 3-2-1 method, but you know what? We are going to try it again. I mean, because if we can make this work, I mean, we will, I think.
And it tasted amazing. The smokiness was there, but let's be honest, they were not falling off the bone.
Well, I don't like ruining a $30 rack of ribs, first of all. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is we're gonna get this thing perfected. I think we had the wrong temperature is what it is. So,
yeah,
you know, it is what it is. But listen, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and don't forget to hit that bell. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here and bolt. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!